I can be definitely a bad girl. My mission is to be a good girl to our earth.
This is The Butterfly Effect, a podcast that shows the big impact a small action can do. Tali Orad is talking to those special people that make a difference with nature and trees.
Welcome, everyone, to this episode of The Butterfly Effect. My name is Tali Orad. I'm your host and your butterfly here. I am very excited for today's episode as I'm speaking with my friend and a beautiful soul, Brenda Asnicar. You may know her as an Argentinian actress, singer, model, and a dancer who gained international popularity for her role as Antonella in the Disney Channel television series Petito Fio. I know her because we share the same passion for nature, and I can't wait for you to hear our discussion. One thing I need to warn you though, in all my conversations with Brenda, Bandito, her cat, is on the phone. This is no exception. So if you hear a meow, that's Bandito. Hello, Brenda, and welcome to the Butterfly Effect.
Hello, Tari.
You're now in Colombia or you're back in Argentina?
I'm in Argentina because of this situation. Yeah, near from family, and yeah. I'm here. I need nature. I miss my trees.
Yes, those trees. When we first met, you shared with me your love to nature. You're obviously known for your music and for your acting. How do you bring all that love to nature into your work?
When I started, I was 8, 9 years old. For me, being an actress or a singer was about other things. After I made success as an actress because of working on TV shows and Disney and stuff, I realized that I had this voice.
And you started defining it.
It was crazy because at the beginning I was, oh, what I want to say, what I want to do. And everyone and everything was very easy for me. And that makes me feel bad about everything because everyone loves you because of something and they don't really know you. And also, sometimes you don't really know yourself. And I started questioning myself who I am, what I want to say, what I want to do. Took me years to find myself.
So, what changed?
When I bought my first home and I had this terrace with nothing, no plants, and just bricks, I said like I need plants because I remember my mom, my dad always have the garden and they took time at the weekend to organize plants and stuff. So it started like that, just a simple thing. I realized that I love plants.
It all started with that one heart seed, right? And
See,
you nurtured it to a forest. Tell us about it.
that special seed changed everything. When I had my first apartment in Colombia, it was in front of the forest. I was amazed of that. I am a city girl. I'm a Buenos Aires girl. For me, be surrounded by buildings and stuff was normal. When I first came to Colombia, I was like, oh my God, this is green. Everything's green. It's beautiful. And I realized how our life can be surrounded by plants. And one day I was on the terrace and I was like, oh, this seed, it seems like a heart. Is that possible? And so I Googled it. It appears as a Huachacan tree, typical tree from Colombia and also Venezuela. And I planted it. After 10 days, oh, there's nothing here. And I was like, oh, I'm so sad. I started like taking care of the other plants. When I saw behind one of the plants, there was this seed, but it wasn't the ones that I planted. It was another one. And that seed was not into the soil, but outside. It was germinated. How? I didn't put this. So I discovered that this heart seed had these wings because the tree, when it's ready, the wind blows the seeds and plant them alone. So you don't need to plant it. I went to the other ones and I took them off the soil and I put them,
Outside. Oh my God, that's
yeah, outside.
interesting.
Yes. And after 1 week, those trees were like, "Hey, hello, how are you?" with the leaves, and I was like, "Oh, this is so magical." If I never went to check the other plants, put them outside of the soil, and then I have those amazing trees, and those are my first child. I love them.
And now you have 100, right?
And now I have 100 because I became obsessed of plants and trees. And then I took this special time to taking photos of them.
And you started a new Instagram account, a different one, right?
Yes, exactly. And it's crazy because when I started and people started like, "I want to see photo of you," and I was like, "Oh, yeah, always the same thing. Like they want to see a bikini girl or a makeup tutorial.
Hmm.
And that's why I created this special account because I wanted to merge those audiences, to merge them. And that's how I started. Now I have big audience that it's worried about nature.
I also noticed that on all your Instagram accounts, there is always a purpose. I mean, you mentioned your picture with the bikini.
See,
I mean, we know each other for years now, and you're not shy to show your body. And this is something I love about you. And I love showing my girls that it's okay to show our flaws. This is natural, this is nature.
yeah,
And I love how you show that love throughout all the mediums that you have. And this is very inspiring.
yeah, it makes me very happy when I see people from, I don't know, I have fans from Kosovo, Greece, and when they show me pictures of their plants and they said to me, "I started this because you inspired me to do this." And I was like, "Oh my God, it makes me want to cry because sometimes you think you're too small in this world." And also me, it doesn't matter if you have 1 million followers, you always feel small. You always feel like insecure about something, but you have to follow your heart and follow your spirit. If there's something that says inside you, you have to do that because that's the special mission. You have to follow that voice inside your heart. My fight with social media is that thing that people it's teach of consumption, naked bodies and makeup and plastic and stuff. And for me, our mission as a person, finding our true mission as humans. And I realized that most of my fans love what I was doing. And then I realized I can change people's mind in a good way.
And you're changing their minds to love nature.
My mission is to be a good girl to our earth. I can be definitely a bad girl, but I
Mhm.
decided because it's energy that I'm vibrating with.
Now that we are here and people are listening, and thank you so much for that, what tips would you give them if they want to follow your footsteps?
I invite people to create our own space for meditation, to think about, to relaxing, to not being worried or obsessed with stuff, or obsessed with have many followers, obsessed with being like noticed. Because when you find yourself in nature inside you, you're gonna love yourself. You're gonna love what you're doing. You're gonna see things different. Try to connect with nature. Doesn't matter how. At the beginning can start like following accounts to see, to know how it works. For me, change everything. Now I see things better. I can be happy with my plants and not unhappy with my phone.
I appreciate it that you mentioned to bring nature into your home because, I mean, forget that plants remove like 87% of the toxic in the air, even in your home, in the kind of like in 24
Mm,
hours. You don't need any special thing. You have that natural filter.
see,
But it also those indoor plants improve your productivity and more than that, I know you took it to the next level and now you're gifting your friends plants and not actual items.
I have a very good friend. He's a musician. He's like a very cool guy. I went to his birthday and I had this jasmine. So I was like, should I bring the plant here or maybe I should wait after the party? And everyone was like, oh, that's a very great gift because those jasmines had this amazing smell and it's something forever.
Less materialistic, more nature. I just love it.
See. More knowledge about that.
Do you try to bring more love to nature and sustainability to your actual work? I saw your latest clip was done in nature and oh my God,
See,
love that.
the name of my first album is Your God.
Yes,
See, it means you are God. I means you're Tali, you're God. Because you have the power to change our world, my world. Now you're changing my world. Now you gave me special space to speak about something that sometimes when I make an interview, no one cares. And
right.
we need to find those spaces where we can speak about things that really matters.
Empowering. I love it. And for the cover, you chose nature and you did it in a very sustainable way.
I went with my very best friend in Colombia, Paula Ortiz. She's a photographer and also my best friend. And I said to her, okay, let's go to the middle of nowhere in Colombia and let's take a photo. And I want this to be very fast, just us, because I want to say to my followers and people, I did this. I was naked in the middle of the nature with my best friend and I did it. And that's the cover art of my album.
That's a great way to bring nature in. Anything besides that?
I changed the souvenirs of the CDs for plants. I was worried about the concept. What if the artist of 2020 doesn't give CDs but plants?
I'm assuming you caught them off guard with this change from CDs to plants.
Yeah, my producers were like, "Oh, but we need to do the CDs." Oh, should we do that? Because no one's is here in CDs right now, and those are plastic stuff. I prefer like giving plants.
Yes.
So yeah,
I appreciate that you use your voice to nature and you inspire other people and you inspire other artists to follow your footsteps.
I love it. Everyone should copy that type of attitudes. For me, being inspiring in that way is beautiful too.
So, your next mission after planting those trees is to bring recycling to
Yeah,
Colombia?
yes. Colombia, Argentina, here in South America and the third world and stuff. It's more difficult because we are like more in the past.
Hmm.
When I travel to London and I see how amazing is everything with the electric cars and stuff. But I think we have to get ready for that change because it's going to happen someday.
When you say change, what do you mean by that?
Well, the type of change that I'm proposing is preserving our environment, saving the seeds that we have at the kitchen and the leftover food that you have used for compost. For example, el plátano, the banana, when the leaf is an old leaf, you can put it in the soil, and that's very good for the soil. So also recycling, avoid using plastic like what I did with not giving CDs when I launched my album and gave plants or when I gift my dear friend a plant.
Yeah, totally. And I appreciate the point on plastic.
Sometimes we use too much plastic in something that it's not necessary. For example, if you go to a supermarket and buy an apple, try to buy an apple that is not covered by plastic because it doesn't make sense. Of course, you need to try first to plant your own apple tree. But if you cannot, you can help using type of foods that is not covered by plastic, because if supermarkets realize that they are not selling those type of food, they're going to stop buying them. I think we can change the industry by buying things with conscience.
We all find our roles not the second we are born, but through a process. And for you, that process was
See,
through your art and through your photography. and threw that magical seed that landed in your terrace.
Nature speaks to you all the time. I can see the message in birds, in the sky with stars. It's about you being connected with the universe because we are an extension of the universe for me.
And you also take action. You're not just speaking, you're taking action with
Yeah,
your
yes.
so many forests and so many
It's
trees that
crazy.
I'm
It's crazy.
inspired.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we need more. And we need more. And my compromise and my mission is like I cannot. I planted like too many trees, but I need everyone is connected. I cannot plant every tree by myself. I need people like you. You need people like me.
How do you feel when you walk in the forest?
Boy, I feel fresh. I feel calm. I feel good. That's a good exercise to tell people like go into the forest and see how do you feel.
You did something extraordinary when you heard the Amazonas are burning.
I planted a tree also in Edinburgh when the Amazonas was burning as a symbol. I did. I went to every place to find a tree, and can you believe I couldn't find it?
Eventually, you found one, and I'm so glad that you did, and I'm so proud of you for that. And I hope that will inspire other people to do the same. But this is one. Where are all the trees that were growing in your terrace? Did you find a home for them?
Where they are in Colombia right now because we wanted to change a special land. It's a neighborhood that used to have many trees, but then they cut them. I wanted to put them there.
Oh, how beautiful.
Well, yeah, that neighborhood will be like touristic.
So that seed was like a butterfly changing you, and now you're changing the community and teaching them how to reconnect with nature by taking care of those trees that are your babies.
See, 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 see. I was like distracted at the terrace, and then the seed changed my life. And now I love planting trees. That now I have a special account for nature.
I'm very glad that you're a 1 trillion ambassador and that you are supporting our mission. You're not the only artist that is taking a stand and making a change. And it is important that we all use our power and our voice to take action and to change.
Artists can change. Art can change the world. Films also change our minds. I think it's my mission to connect people with nature, with our planet, with Earth. You need to take care of this plant because if you're not taking care, you're gonna see what happens. This is going to die.
Right? We need to take care of Mother Earth like
Exactly.
she took
Yeah.
care of
And
us
when
for so many
and
years.
when you start with a small plant, you see how important you are to that world.
That's the butterfly effect.
Yeah, people when Tali started speaking about this project, I was like, "Ah, do you remember? I cried.
One
I
trillion,
was
yes.
like, oh my God, you're amazing, Tali. Oh, I have 100 trees at home, and I think it's not enough because I want more trees. Yeah, when you start with one, then you realize we need thousands of it. And then when you met Tali and Tali said, "Oh, we're plan, yeah, we're planning to plant 1 trillion," I was like, "Oh, you're my God." Yeah, we need more people like that, and I really appreciate your project. It's very important. It can change everything.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. I
you.
appreciate that. So that will be my legacy. But what do you want your legacy to be?
Well, for me as an artist, will be amazing if artists merge nature into our lives. And now life showed me like as you as the wind that brought me those seeds. I was like, okay, so I have this power too. And not only have the power to make trees grow, but people listen to me.
Your legacy is nature, connecting to nature, sustainable, and inspiring people to make a change and be more connected to nature in their own world,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, thank you.
How do you say tree in Spanish?
Árbol.
Ar-
Árbol.
arbol?
Yeah, it's like a bowl, but árbol.
Uh huh. Arbol.
Árbol. Oh, beautiful.
What is your favorite tree? I'm risking the question here because I know you love all trees,
Yes.
but you need to pick one.
Well,
What is your favorite?
I have two. Well, those with for me were like my mentors. The Huachacan
Hmm.
and also moringa tree. I remember I planted 12 seeds, and after 1 week, I went and there was nothing, and I was like, "Oh, there's nothing." Those were my first. Were my after the Guayacans, and then I start like grabbing the soil, and I ruined every seed because they were growing, but I was very anxious. But just one survived to me. And now I had that tree. He was my teacher. He said to me like, you ruin everything because of your anxious, but now you have me, so take care of me because I'm the only one, like now I have
Yeah.
my moringa tree and the guayacans. But yeah, I love all of them.
I loved talking to you, Brenda, and also with
Bandido, sí.
Bandido. Yeah, I loved speaking with you and Bandido. I appreciate all that inspiring words and everything you're doing using your voice to inspire more people to take action and to appreciate the world we are living in. Please continue doing what you're doing because it's
Yes.
amazing. So thank you. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We are all beautiful butterflies, each in his and her individual ways. I wanted to thank you for joining me today in this episode. I really appreciate you coming on this journey with me, and I hope to see you next time. And remember, it only takes a small action to make a big difference. Be a butterfly.
And that's all for this episode. Thank you for joining us today. Please subscribe to hear more of our stories of change.